All right, family, it's Tasha MAMABEAR prepping. You already know what time it is. Get your drink, pull up. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm just going to share a little story, share a little something that happened to me yesterday. Super exciting for me. So I just want to share that story. Can't believe what happened to me yesterday. And then I'm going to get into the topic that I want to discuss, right? Which is just how quickly things are moving and escalating, and some things that we absolutely need to prepare for because they are going to happen in the future. Now, the first thing I want to do is yesterday, right? I haven't been out really like full on grocery shopping for a while, like even for a small haul, like meaning I used to go out weekly, just get my bread, butter, you know, milk, our weekly snacks, that type of thing, usually on a weekly basis, mostly because yes, we needed that stuff, but also because I just wanted to see the shelves, check out the vibe of things. And so yesterday I was like, you know, I'm going to go check out the vibe. I'm going to get a few things. I had talked about yesterday on my video yesterday about getting some SHTF last minute like snacks and just filling some holes in regards to our snacks, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go out and get some cash. Still have some overage cash. Let me pull that out, you know, because we don't keep a lot of overage cash as far as overage money in the bank, right? Not a believer of that. And so we spend it. We spend it on assets, and then we keep cash and we get some other options going, right? So I'm like, let me go pull out, just like everybody else, stuff that was going on. First observation was the banks were totally dead. Empty, no lines, no people. Didn't even appear to be open. I mean, they were desolate. Nobody's really there. Usually, you know, there's 3 or 4 people trying to get cash out of the ATM. Nobody was getting the cash out of the ATM. You know, maybe I was late to the game because obviously this stuff has been going on since this weekend, since like Friday. And so last Friday, and so maybe, you know, just late to the game, whatever, right? And I was wondering, was I going to have an issue getting a little bit of cash out? Didn't have no issues, no big deal. Got the cash, kept it moving. Went to the grocery store. Was about halfway through the grocery store, and man, I hope this lady is watching. I hope you, sister, are watching this video today or watch it over the next couple of days. But when I go out with my hair, probably at least 5 to 10 times, literally in the store, somebody will stop, and it's usually an old little white lady will stop me and say, oh, I love your hair, right? And so I see this lady. She's not a white old lady, by the way, but she's a lady. She's coming my way. We're about to pass each other, and she looks like she's about to say something to me. And I'm getting ready to just basically come back at her about thank you, because I'm, you know, that's the only thing people really approach me for, is to tell me, hey, I like your hair, or can you help me grab this? But we're in passing, so I can see she's about to say something, and we're passing, and she quietly says, I watch you every day. And I was kind of like, turned around like, what? Like in my head, I was freaking out. Like, what? I immediately knew what she meant, right? It wasn't creepy. I mean, kind of sounds like it was creepy, right? Because she's like kind of quieter about it, like, I watch you every day, right? And so I was like, what? I was like, what? And let me just tell you guys, first of all, I'm truly an introvert. Like, I'm not, hubby is the one that talks to people, is open with people, is a great communicator. I'm a great communicator once I know you, once I'm comfortable. And what's crazy is she immediately was like staying a little bit away, like, I know you like your distance. And I was like, dang, this lady like really knows me, right? Like, wow. And she's talking about how she watches me every day, and how she's been watching me for a while, like 2 or 3 years. And we've been here for over 2 years. And I'm like, wow. Like, and let me just tell you, as surprising as she was to see me, right? Because she obviously knew she lived in the area of me, and we talked back and forth about, basically, she knew one day she might run into me, and she did run into me, right? And so it just was crazy. But in that moment that she probably was like, wow, I ran into Mama Bear, I was probably 10 times more awestruck about what was happening. The fact that I have never met anybody who walked up to me and was like, I watch you. Not only watch you, but I watch you every single day, girl. Like, and I've been watching you for a minute. And so all these emotions are going through me. I'm getting emotional. I'm like, she keeps saying how she watches me every day. I'm like, man, I could cry right now. I'm struck and awestruck at the fact that somebody recognizes me. I'm not motivated, but I'm like super excited that this person actually lives. Like, there's no creep factor. I'm excited that she lives like in the same town as me, right? And so we talked about a few other things, but I walked away feeling horrible because I didn't get her name. I didn't ask her questions. We didn't converse outside of her saying she watches me every day, and me just sitting there like a dummy, like an introvert, not knowing how to communicate, was just like, oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, that's all my dumbass said, you guys. Like, I did not converse at all. And as soon as I walked away, I was like, why didn't you converse? Why didn't you make a friend? Like, that's your people. And you just like let the opportunity go away. And, you know, if hubby had been there, he would have been like exploding with just like, you know, all these questions and just ridiculous. So I come home, I share it with my family. I share it with, okay, first of all, my kiddo was like through the roof, like, oh, like just through the roof. I think my kid was more excited than I was. He was so excited. And he's like, she says she's watching for 2 or 3 years. He's like, what? Mom, she's an OG. And I was like, dang, she is an OG. He's like, she's an OG subscriber. That means she's been here when you had like 8 subscribers, when you were a nobody. And I was like, ugh, thank you, son. I'm still a nobody, guys. I'm just Mama Bear. I'm just Tasha. I'm just a normal person. And I say all that to say, lady, friend, sister, please, 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 please go to my description box or go to my about. I think it's in my about. Hit me up on email. I would love to talk to you further. I just was really in shock that somebody had recognized me, that somebody who says they watch me every day, and it wasn't in a creepy, but it was just in a shock and awe kind of moment. Like, whoa, this person really recognizes me. You know, I walked away thinking about like, dang, Tasha, what are you wearing? First of all, I don't change. I look exactly the same. I wear the same clothes. I was wearing the same clothes that I did the video for yesterday, earlier in the morning before I went to the grocery store. No makeup, no nothing. Like, what you see is what you get. But I was thinking about, dang, she probably was like, what kind of prepper are you? Just cart full of snacks, right? Just crazy, right? The things that you think about when you go from, you talk to all these people and then you actually run into somebody, right? And so just OG sister, please reach out. Please shoot me an email. I'd love to get to know you. Hubby, I had all types of questions. Where are they from? Where they come from? Blah, blah, blah. You know, he just had a ton of questions. Super excited too. And so if you want to, please reach out. I just want to do a huge shout out to her. And other people that are like her, that are OGs, in the words of my son, OG subscribers, been here since the beginning, been here when, you know, I know folks that still are like, I was your number 3 subscriber, right? I was your number 11 subscriber, like just crazy. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate those that are watching me like that. I appreciate that she was so just humble and nice, and she kept her distance, like she knew, like it was just very cool, right? And so absolutely made my day yesterday, made my family's day. You know, it's those little things, but it made me think about later in the day about the regrets of not having that conversation, having a further conversation. It made me think about community. It made me think of, you know, I am an introvert and it's harder for me. It's much easier for hubby to reach out to people. And the things are moving so quickly that, you know, war is approaching in some capacity, right? We do not know exactly how that's going to affect us as far as, or what it's going to, I should say, we know how it's going to affect us, how it's going to look, okay? Whether that's going to be a physical form, whether it's going to be a cyber, whether it's going to be attack on infrastructure, whether it's going to be dropping bombs on us, whatever it's going to be. But community is going to be so important. We need each other. You need your neighbor. We're going to need to lean on each other and help each other. Now, I know a lot of you might be like, Tasha, you preach about, you take care of your own. Ain't nobody coming to save you. And that is still the same. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Do not be thinking Red Cross, the government, some other kind of entity is going to come and help you. What I'm talking about is your friendships, those friendships that you build, those communities that you build. You might not even be next door neighbors, okay? But next door neighbors do matter, right? Because they're either going to be friendly and be somebody that can lean on you and you can lean on them, or they're not, and they're going to be an enemy, and they're going to be somebody that you have to worry about, that you have to keep your eyes on and make sure, because the minute your head's turned, they're trying to take from you, steal from you, harm you, whatever, okay? And, you know, a lot of folks worry about their neighbors more than anything else, right? Any other threats. And that is viable because there's a lot of things that could happen, and the threat to you and yours is going to be very close. But on the same token, trust is needed. you know, that ability to be able to communicate with people and have a community and know, hey, what's your skill set? What are you good at? You know, knowing what people can do and help you that are around you, and vice versa. What can you offer to the group as well? That is needed. You know, I cannot tell you the kinship that I immediately felt for this woman in this grocery store. I've never met her in my life, and immediately I trusted her. Immediately, right? And again, a lot of that goes off your vibes. Could, you know, it could have been a creeper that walked up to me, total troll that walked up to me like, oh, I know you, Mama Bear, right? Could have been a totally different situation, okay? But it wasn't. And there was a kinship there, and it was just a coolness. And this person knew me, right? And there was almost some guilt there because I didn't know her, right? And so I think community is important, and trust is important. It's not that I don't trust people. I think that I'm a trusting person. It's just that I don't let people in. I don't let people be close enough, right? And that's what's hard with this community of ours is we are doing stuff alone, a lot of the time with a lot of judgment, a lot of eyes. And when we do open up, people are, you know, judging us and talking about us and, you know, weird, you know, you're a weirdo, whatever. And yet there's thousands of us, millions of us that are preparing, that are, you know, like-minded, and yet we're not together. We're all separated. But yet the most important thing that we can do is have that community, right? And when they talk about like communities failing and communities not making it and this and that, that's because you have the dynamic of all these different personalities, all these different people. But imagine a people that truly are the same. We are all thinking the same. Yes, we have some tweaks here and there of differences, but we're mature enough, and I feel like a lot of it is so connected that those little things that we just don't see eye to eye on, it's just respected on a much deeper level. It's just like not a big deal like it is in the real world when you just smash a bunch of people together that just have all types of sideways types of thinking about things and views about things and not wanting to open up and not, you know, be friendly with each other, right? And respect each other. I think that war's coming and we are going to be tested. And the things that you need to be preparing for is, one, well, just preparing your home, right? Prepare your family, your home. But we are going to be tested like never before. One, it's going to be a war that we've never seen before, the dynamic, the things that are going to happen. Two, we're going to be cut off. Our supplies are going to be hindered hardcore, to include the biggest one being medical, right? The day that the medical gets cut off and people cannot get basic prescriptions, and you're talking about people that need life-saving prescriptions, life-saving meds, I mean, we're dead in the water, literally, right? And so it's not going to be a pretty sight. And the moves that we're making, the things that are happening, things are wrapping up quickly. Things are moving quickly. And so I would tell you, you find your light in the dark. You find your community. You find your friendships. You find your people, right? And you start building that up, because we are going to need each other. You're going to need each other as we move forward and as these things get bad, right? You're going to need to lean on each other. You know, somebody might have something that you've made a friendship with that you can then trade and help them out, right? You know, and a lot of people shut down. They're like me. They won't let people even in for those opportunities to even happen. And I would say, hey, we're not going to be out in the street talking about we have this and let's barter, let's trade. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be with people that we've already established some sort of relationship with, right? We've already built communities. It's people we already know. That's the people that I'm talking about. You'll be trading and talking with and helping each other out, right? Getting to know those neighbors, finding out now, you know, are they friend, are they foe, right? Things are moving fast, but there's still beauty in the world. There's still beautiful people. Yesterday was a magic moment for me. You know, there was no ego like, yeah, I'm Mama Bear preppy. No, girl, I was shocked. I was looking at a fan, like, what? Like, just totally floored, okay, on what was happening. And I froze. I literally like froze in the moment because I didn't even know how to act, because it had never happened to me. You would have thought I would have thought about this before. Like, what am I going to do the day somebody comes up to me and says they know me? Well, I hadn't, right? And so totally took me off guard, but in a awesome way. And so I hope that if you are watching this, sister, that you do reach out to me in email if you want to do that. If you want to just keep it the way it was, what happened with us in the store, that's cool. I'm down with that too, because You know, I understand. I understand completely, right? I understand people trying to be private. I understand. But let me tell you, you know, my first thing out of my son's mouth was, what was her name? I didn't get her name, you guys. You know, I barely said 2 words to her. I was in such shock. So just crazy. Super beautiful moment. Made my day. We're still on that high here, me and my family. And my little family was just overjoyed in that moment as well. Maybe even more than I was. And I was pretty hyped, right? But when my son started screaming like, whoa, she's an OG, she's an OG. And if y'all don't know what OG is, original gangster. You know, she's the original, right? She's one of the original gangsters, original subscribers. She's an OG fan, OG subscriber, whatever you want to call it. So very, very cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the support. You know, everybody supports me in different ways. Some of you guys do that through affiliations. One of my affiliations did super, super great this month. It's an important one. JASE Medical, you know, it's important. Like antibiotics, you got to get those. But I was blessed this month. I did very, very well. Thank you for those that are supporting themselves, but also in a small way supporting me. Those of you that have come over to Patreon, thank you, because it's a small support. It's a huge support, actually, and it's a way to support me. Even those of you that are here supporting me by viewing the video, watching the video all the way through, you know, giving your like, doing your comment, that stuff matters. You know, I think YouTube is completely done with me. I'm going to sit at 35,000. I've been sitting at 35,000 for like 8 months now, 8-9 months, right? I'm just getting to the point where I'm okay that I'm censored. I'm heavily censored, shadow banned, whatever word that you want to pull out of the dictionary for this situation. It is what it is. And that's where I'm stuck at. I'm okay with the fact that I'm going to sit at 35,000 probably for the rest of my time on YouTube into the day. You know, I either get kicked off or I walk away for other adventures. Okay. Continue to do the things, continue to be deliberate today, do things in kindness, right? Be kind, be nice, go out and do the things. Do something that is on the list today. I don't care if that's something in your home that's free, whether that's you're going on the website and you're writing out some recipes today, or you're writing out some holistic stuff, or you're writing out lists, or you're watching videos and writing some lists, or you're doing your budget, or you're whatever it is, baby, get it done. Do something productive. It will make you feel better. And get out of the noise. You know, if there's a lot of noise, the noise is super, super loud right now. And it's to the point where I don't even care. I just, like, stuff happens now in the news and I'm like, I don't even care. I just keep it pushing, continue on with the things that I need to do and take care of, because it's so, so loud. The noise is loud right now. And so I'm trying to just keep positive and keep moving forward. And again, thank you for yesterday. Thank you for that moment. I can't tell you. And it was motivating. It was motivating. It was motivating in the sense of just, hey, I got to keep doing. You know, she left me with some words. She was like, keep prepping. And I was like, yes, keep prepping. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Okay, keep learning, keep prepping, keep preparing, keep getting your family ready. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next video tomorrow. You guys take care. Blessings. Bye.